We're going to do the drawing, the multi-view drawing with dimensioning of this stop block. It makes it a little easier if you have the part file open when you go to create the drawing file. We're going to start with File, New, and then we want the English template. But now we go down to the drawing category, and we're going to use the ANSI drawing file. I'll click Create. We start with Place Views, Base View, and this is where if you have the part file open, it will fill in the file name for you. And you noticed it's placed the part here. Now you'd want to look at that and see the scale that you have. You can change the scale in the drawing view window, and you can either make the part smaller or you can make the part larger. I'm going to make it fairly small. In fact, I'm going to go with a half scale part due to the fact that I want the dimensions to be large so you can see them in the video. You have the base view here. I'll zoom in a little bit so we can see it. And what you do is from the base view, you go directly above to get the top view. You go directly to the right to get the right view. And then you can go in the corner to get the isometric view. And you click in each of those locations and it will give you a representation of those views. Then if you right click and go to OK, it will create those individual views. What we're going to do is add the annotation, the dimensioning. First thing I want to do is put in these center lines for the holes. We go to Annotate, and then in the symbols section at the end, we have this center mark that we can use. To mark the centers of these arcs, you just click on the arc, and it'll put in the center mark. Or you can click on the hole or the edge, and it will put in the center mark for the hole. The other one that we want to put in is the centerline bisector. We'll click on that, and then what we want is the bisectors of these holes. As you see them from like the top view, you click on each of these hidden lines, the two edges of our arc here, and it'll put the centerline bisector through there. And then I'm going to click on the top and bottom lines for the center line of this hole as it cuts through. I'll do the same thing down here for that hole as it cuts through, and then over here for our notch, the slot, click on both sides of that. It puts a center line through that slot. Once I have my center marks, I can then, still in the Annotate menu, go to Dimension, and I can put in these various dimensions. I can put in the either a circle or an arc dimension just by clicking the circle or the arc. If you need to add extra notes, you can do that here. Or if you need to change the precision, the number of decimals, you can do that here on these tabs. Generally, you just click OK on this. You generally don't have to make changes, but sometimes you do. I'm going to do the rest of these. I'll do this 2.75 just with a regular dimension. What you can do is click each end point of that. I'll click the back line here, and then the center line here and draw that down to get my dimension. Click OK. And then I'll do the two side dimensions. Start with the top line to the center line. Pull that out to the side. And then the top line and the bottom line. Then I'll move to the lower portion here. I'll do the arc off to the side. And then start with the left edge and the center line. That'll be my 0.75. The left edge and the right edge of this top part. That'll be 1.5. And then the left edge. I clicked the wrong one there. I'll hit the escape on the keyboard. That'll turn off my dimension. I'll click the left edge and the right edge and bring that up to get my overall dimension. So it looks like that's everything that's in the front view. Then I'll go to the right view, and maybe I'll start at the bottom and go to the top of the base, and then bottom to center hole, and then bottom to top. I need to dimension the hole itself. I'll click the hole, draw that up, and then center line to right edge to get the 1. And I believe that's it. You can, if you right click, go to OK, or hit escape, you can turn off dimensioning. It's off now. Once it's turned off, you can reposition these a bit. You'd like this 1, if I want it on the outside, I can move it to the outside. I don't know if there's any others that need moving. Not really too much, but you can move them around. You can also move around your images, each of the views. What you have to do is just mouse over the view and then click the red line, and you can move those. You can move these around. Now these just move left and right. This one, as you move it up and down, it'll move all 3. So you can adjust these to the size you want. But that ends our multi-view dimension drawing.